緒だよね。約束だよね。
There we go, guys. That is the end of Fatal Frame 2. I get it that the games, by default, that's supposed to happen, but that ending kind of suck. It was me. I'm like, no, I ain't killing you. We're getting the fuck out of that village, okay? I don't give a shit about what the fuck is in that village. We're getting out. Screw doing the ritual stuff. Fuck that village. Leave it like that. But maybe this is supposed to happen. Maybe it's for the greater good of everybody. But for me, if I was in that situation, I'll be like, no, sis, I ain't killing you. We getting the fuck out. I ain't gonna be freaking doing that. What the hell would I do that? Why would I kill? Why would I do that with my own hands? I wouldn't do it. That's for damn sure. But that is, I guess, the canon ending. I guess, well, the default ending, at least. But that ending kind of sucked. Now it makes me want to damn play through the game again and try to get the best ending possible where we get the heck out of there. All right, well, here we go. We got Yuri's Spirit Stone Shard. Oh, turn out to have to form a whole stone. Got a Kasubi Spirit Stone Shard. Charm Bag. Because no, Charm's Encrypt. That's good. Thank fucking goodness. There we go. Reach the ending. Crimson Butterfly ending. That is going to be our first one there. Alright. We could probably save over the first one here. And then after that, we can play the game in a new game plus, essentially. Let's see if there's anything different after this. If not, then I will do a full review on this game right here and then. Nope, main menu is literally the same. There it is. New game plus. You can now select a complete save file to start over again with certain progress bar character. You can also change the difference to Nightmare. Items you obtain or items that have reached their maximum limits will be converted into photo points when reacquired. Complete side stories can be reset from the side story menu. Oh, so what you're saying is that I don't have to do all those side story stuff, essentially. I could just play through the game just as it is. Elements carry over, upgrades for the camera square, inventory placements, items you obtain, except those required for progress. Okay. So yeah, we're all gonna do New Game Plus, but that's gonna be my off time. So if you guys want to check out the best ending, the good ending, all that stuff, I highly recommend checking out YouTube. Other people has done the game, and got different endings. That is the default ending for the game. It's a little bit kind of meh. I kind of wish I had the option like not to kill her and get the heck out of that place. Like we could have easily done that, but then again, the whole village would be doomed to be like that forever, I guess. But I guess that's supposed to happen to do the ritual, and the whole place will be, you know, sunny and daisy. But I don't give a fuck about what happened to the village. That's their own problem, their own fault they got to do with this bullshit. Screw that crap. I'll be like, you know what? Bye. I'm out of there. But yeah, ending kind of sucked. So I'm definitely gonna go New Game Plus and try to get the best ending possible for this game. I think there's like 5-6 different endings. I ain't gonna do all of them. I'm gonna try to get the best ending. That's what I'm gonna do. Best ending my second playthrough, and that's it. We're done. I'm done with this game. But yeah, there you go, guys. Fatal Frame 2 Crimson Butterfly Remake. It is a fantastic game. I would say it's pretty good. I won't say it's a masterpiece, but it's pretty good. I would say it's a pretty good remake too of the game. I'd say it's a pretty faithful remake to the game, despite a lot of the gameplay changes that they've done from the original. Because the original game had like fixed camera angles, and the ghosts weren't that aggressive either. But because of the gameplay changes they made from a fixed camera angle to a third person, type of game, they have to amp up the gameplay, which is understandable. The ghosts are fairly easy to deal with, but when you're facing multiple ghosts, especially when they get aggravated, that's when the combat kind of gets a little bit tedious. Honestly, I think the aggravated ghost system is a little bit annoying to deal with, because not only they are harder to kill, they also do like all kinds of crazy moves, but they also regenerate health too, which is kind of crap. They only regenerate at a certain point, but just the fact that you almost kill them and then they get aggravated and then they get the majority of health back, and it just kind of drags out the gameplay a little bit too long for my liking. I don't know. That's just me personally. It's like, for me, I just want to get in there, deal with the enemies and get over it. But because they're aggravated, I have to spend all my ammo and try to hit them at the right time to save as much ammo as possible. Which I understand, you gotta be, strategic, you gotta hit them. You can't just spam fire, you have to hit them when they're about to attack you. But it kind of, to me, it just drags out a little bit too much. And some of the enemies that do get aggravated get really, really annoying to deal with, to the point that I just don't even want to fight them. But sometimes the game forces you to fight them in certain situations, and it gets real annoying. It gets a little bit too tedious for my liking. The backtracking, I don't mind that. That's in Resident Evil games, and I don't mind that. But there's also some issues too with like some of the game actually breaking. Like I was like halfway through the game and I couldn't get this one script, this certain cutscene in game to trigger because the game wasn't really meant to run in 60 frame above 60 frames, which I am using the video smooth motion to play this game above 60. But I guess that kind of messes up some of the scripts and all that stuff to initiate. So I had to like restart the game, reload, and then sure enough, it worked again. So yeah, keep that in mind. You're gonna play this game on PC, especially above 60 frames. You will run into some strange bugs that might break the game. But yeah, overall though, I say it's a pretty good game. This is also pretty much my first entry into the Fatal Frame franchise as well, and I am pretty impressed. I actually like it. I like the whole, how the whole mechanic system is a lot different compared to like Resident Evil, Silent Hill. You got a camera that had to deal with ghosts now this time, so that kind of makes things a little bit different, but the whole vibe too, like the whole atmosphere, the sound designs, and the I say it's pretty cool. I like also that mirage effect you see under ghosts too, or you kind of like, it has this weird mirage effect. You kind of see like their faces into like different places. I say that's pretty cool. But I will agree with the people who like the OG game. They should have made the ghosts a little bit more ghostly, like a little bit more uncanny looking. To me, they look a little bit more like NPCs you see from games like Rise of the Ronin and the newer games, in Noir game, Does it look a little bit too human, some of the ghosts that you fight in this game. You got some that look like zombies, which that's how they should, some of them should look, but they should have that weird, uncanny look to it. And I see the comparison to how it's supposed to look in the original game, and I do agree some of the design, I think they should stay intact into this game, because that's the whole thing, right? That you're fighting against spirits. They're not supposed to look like people. They're ghosts, so they're supposed to look uncanny, But it's just a minor grab that I didn't have a big problem with it. Of course, the OG fans do have a problem with it, but it didn't really detract me from stop playing the game. It makes me want to play the game more because I like how the game plays, how it feels, the atmosphere, the story. I would say is pretty good. Good. It had a good, strong beginning and a middle. The ending kind of sucked, to be honest, the default ending. So that's why I'm definitely gonna go New Game Plus to try to get the best ending, because that default ending is ass. But now it makes me want to play the remaster games that's on Steam, the other Fatal Frame games that got HD remasters. So I definitely want to check those games out and see if they really, if they hold up to this day, and see and just to see what kind of new stuff they added into this game, like the new mechanics, the new ghosts to fight. And of course, each Fatal Frame games have like their own story, new stories, new characters, so they're not canon to each other. Maybe they are, but it's a new story each Fatal Frame game. So you're gonna be seeing new characters, new potential ghosts, new location to explore too. We just have to see. But yeah, overall though, I think I'll give Fatal Frame 2 Remake probably an 8 out of 10. Yeah, I'll give it an 8 out of 10. I would say it's a pretty solid remake, especially for people that hasn't played the original Fatal Frame 2 like myself. So I'll say it's a good, a good starting point for the franchise. And it's also a good remake too, like I said, it's pretty good. I like the lighting effects, the shadows. Overall though, the visual overhaul is pretty good, to say the least. It's pretty damn good. I think the voice acting for the Japanese, at least for the Japanese side, I think is literally original. It sounds original. The only thing that is different though, the game it does have an English dub, which I don't think the original game didn't have. I think the original game for Fatal Frame 2 was only in Japanese, but now there's a English option now, which you're welcome to listen to it. Me personally, I like to play the game in the original language format. That's just my type of thing. Most people that play the game in English just don't want to read subtitles, which I do understand. I do quite understand that point, because you want to enjoy the game or movie, and then you see all the subtitles. You gotta pay attention to what they're saying. If you don't catch it, guess what? You know what the fuck is going on. So I do understand why people play the game in English. You know, me personally, I like to play the game with the original language because to me that's it's a lot more immersive. You get to get to feel and hear the original performance of the voice actors that that are originally portraying for these characters. You know, it's just my preference. Okay, so if you guys play this game, play in English, whichever. But under that though, this is a pretty fantastic game. I would definitely be looking forward to any remake to do for like the first game or maybe the third game. And you can bet your ass I will be doing future playthroughs for the HD remasters as well for on Steam right now. I forgot the name, so I'm gonna take a look at the names real quick because I always keep forgetting. So yeah, we got Fatal Frame, Maiden of Black Water, and Mask of the Lunar Eclipse. So those are going to be potential Fatal Frame games we will be checking out in the future. I forgot which one is older and might be Eclipse. I think that one might be... No. So Maiden of Black Water is the one that came out first on Steam, and then Mask of the Lunar Eclipse is the newer HD port. Okay, so yeah. I will be doing future playthroughs for Fatal Frame, Maiden of Black Water. That would be our first time diving into one of the newer Fatal Frame games. Hopefully it lives up to the hype. Hopefully it's just as good as part 2. And yeah, guys, I'm going to end it here for now, guys, for the whole playthrough Fatal Frame 2 Crimson Butterfly Remake. If you guys enjoyed the whole playthrough as a whole, hit the like button in this video. If you guys didn't, hit the dislike button. It's all up to you. Hopefully, guys enjoyed the whole playthrough as a whole. I know I did. A lot of fun moments, a lot of goofy moments, a lot of bullshit moments. But overall, though, I really enjoyed this game, and I would recommend this game if you are a fan of survival horrors game like Resident Evil or Silent Hill. I think you're gonna like this. It's a different take on survival horror. It's not you running gun like with Leon with the fucking pistol, or freaking as James with the pipe from Silent Hill 2. I don't know, like I said, I think that's why this game really stands out on its own, because it has its own unique mechanics that makes it stands out from the others. So, yeah, I'm gonna end it for now, guys. Like I said before, stay tuned for the future playthrough of Maiden of Black Water, Fatal Frame, and I'm gonna end it here for now, guys. And without further ado, until then, I will see you in the next one. Peace.